Today, our keyword is going to be the one thing that we all want, yet we all hate at the same time. Our keyword for today is change. Now, we're definitely going to be dropping some gems. There's going to be a lot of good conversations and a lot of good nuggets are going to be dropped. But I want you to remember that the keyword for today is change. How exactly has change been affecting your life? All right. So imagine you have this big, extravagant dream, like something that you've wanted your entire life. And for the most part of it, leading up until this moment, you pursue it, you do it, you go to school for it, you do all these great things. You even meet some amazing, cool new people, people who are already in the industry, people who push you to go even further. Like you feel as though nothing can stop you. And then you meet a roadblock. You meet something in your life that essentially, for the most part, not necessarily rips it from up under your feet or from out of your hands, but it redirects you into a life that you didn't even see coming, a life with a different passion, different goals, and essentially makes you a whole different person, but for the better. In this episode, you're going to be in for a treat. So before you sit down and get comfortable and everything, click that subscribe button and maybe even share with your broke best friend or your rich family member, whichever one comes first. Oh yeah, of course. Welcome. My name is Tavion Mickens, and this is Surviving the Flame. Now, here are some previews from today's conversation. What is the biggest lesson you've learned from fatherhood thus far?
Patience, which I'm still learning, because I haven't always been the most patient person. But yeah, just patience and empathy, because a toddler sees things from a different lens. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
Sometimes we just trying to be pushy because we trying to get stuff done and take care of stuff.
For sure.
So like trying to put your shoe on the other foot and be like, okay, so why is this so important to her?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let me sit back and be like, all right, let's have a talk. You know, it's like,
Right. Yep. Being able to learn how to be patient with your family, how has that benefited you, whether it be in your personal life, in your occupational life? Like, how has that helped you?
So, like you were saying, man, the sculptor thing, like just back in 2014, something happened to me where I got kind of forced out of a position that I had been in for a long time. And then at that situation, it's like I was forced to reinvent myself, and it's scary.
Yeah.
And so trying to do it the right way and trying to listen to God and be like, all right, God, how do you want me to do this? Because you know better than I do. I can't see everything. I don't know everything. I know that impacted me a lot. Going from having both parents there, and then all of a sudden, one's not there anymore. And it's like the adjustment for that. Like I'll never forget that, man. Like I remember just sitting at the couch, like looking out the window, wondering when my dad was coming home, and it's just like I didn't understand it. I was 4, like,
Yeah.
And it's like etched in the brain, bro. Like you don't realize how that stuff hits you, but because there's a whole bunch of stuff I don't remember from from being 4, but I remember that.
All right, family, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame. If you enjoyed that preview, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so we can keep this flame burning together. Now, let's get into today's conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame, where we have lit conversations with ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And today, my guest is truly no different, man. My guest today might be the one to up your grandmother's favorite dish to cook on Thanksgiving, beat your best friend at being the best friend, and still find time to win the Father of the Year award, man. My guest today is a genuine soul who has constantly broken down walls and barriers of what people would say he can't do, just to prove to himself and to others that dreams do come true. And luck is just what happens when you mix preparation with determination with a little bit of elbow grease. So buckle up and get ready, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and stages, and even the ones making minimum wages. We're talking to the dreamers. We're talking about a dreamer, someone who's forged his own tracks. He didn't ask for permission to draw his success. He just mastered the craft and ignored the rest. I setting the pace for these changing times. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the SCF experience, the dreamer, the doer, the artist, Mr. Impossible himself, Mr. Ashton Vine.
So,
What's good, my brother? How you doing today?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Hey, man, all is well, my brother. All is well. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off. You know what I'm saying? Start it off strong. And basic. First and foremost, put your city on the map, man. Where you from?
I am from Spotsylvania, Virginia, which is also around Fredericksburg, Virginia, if you've heard of that. We're like right in between DC and Richmond, like right smack in the middle. So like
Literally,
yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
So tell me, man, like how exactly was it like for you specifically, your personal experience growing up in Spotsylvania, Virginia, where you're not far from DC, not far from Maryland, got Richmond down the road, like how exactly would you describe your childhood growing up?
Man, it was great. It was like because Spotsylvania is still kind of, especially when I was younger, it was still kind of country. So we had the country atmosphere, but anytime we wanted to go to the city, man, we either head north or head south, and everything was there.
For sure, man.
We're literally like an hour away, 50 minutes away from DC and 45 minutes away from Richmond. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was great.
That's good, man. That's good. Growing up, who would you say believed in you the most? Growing up, who believed in you before the world did, or who would you say challenged you in a way that made you stronger?
I would have to say my mom, man. Always moms.
Gotcha. Nah, I definitely feel you on that one. Definitely feel you on that one.
Yeah.
Tell me about the bond between you and your mom.
So, man, she just took the time to teach me, man, a lot. Um, she didn't want me to have to rely on no woman when I got older. So she taught me a lot of stuff. I mean, everything from sewing to cooking to
Oh, wow.
yeah. And man, like I treasure and I respect her for that. She even homeschooled me a couple years, and she had me outside doing science experiments and um, just all kinds of stuff, man. It was just she didn't want me sitting in front of the TV playing Nintendo like all the rest of the kids, so she kind of had me like out there,
Yeah, being active.
doing real stuff.
Nah, I got you.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how it needs to be, man. That's how you get that's how you get the gears turning and everything. That's how your like creativity really starts. It starts as a kid. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It
yeah,
starts like it starts at boredom, if we keeping it real.
yeah,
It starts like when you don't necessarily know what it is to do and you just create with sticks and sand and make a whole castle and empire out of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
That's what
How
I
was
try to get my daughter to do now.
Oh man, I feel you. I
Yeah,
feel you, man. I feel
yeah,
you, man. And especially like with I feel like it is kind of harder now because there's so much like technology that's just right there at your fingertips. You know what I mean?
it
Like
is. Yeah.
it's everywhere, man. What would you say is a highlighting point of your childhood? Like when you think back on those early years with either you and your mom or any siblings, cousins, whatever. Like, what is a moment that you're like, man, I'll never forget this day, no matter what.
Hmm. Man, I mean, in a sense of whether it's positive or something that like really stuck with me that was
Yeah, either
sad
one.
time. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
So, of course, man, like I don't know, a lot of other people probably go through this, but like my parents, they split up when I was 4 years old, man. So, I know that impacted me a lot. Um, Going from having both parents there, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, uh, one's not there anymore,
Mm.
and it's like the adjustment for that. Like I'll never forget that, man. Like I remember just sitting at the couch, like looking out the window, wondering when my dad was coming home, and it's just like I didn't understand it. I was four, like, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's like etched in the brain, bro. Like you don't realize how that stuff hits you, but because there's a whole bunch of stuff I don't remember from from being four, but I remember that.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. And one thing, like as a parent now, bro, I cannot imagine, man, is being a single parent.
man,
Like that is a strong grind and hustle for those
bro.
who have done it.
Yes,
Man,
like
that's a
hats off to you.
right.
Like,
Hats off to you, man, because
yeah,
that's tough. That's
it
tough to
is.
be able to wear the hat of both parents in any given situation. Even if you like, even if the child is 50% of the time with mom, 50% of the time with dad, like during that 50%, there's no telling what could happen. There's no
Yeah,
telling what questions may arise. There's no telling what issues may occur. And you have to be able to wear the hat of the parent who could be or should be, whatever the case may be, answering that question or providing knowledge or whatever the case may be for that specific situation, man.
yeah.
When you were a kid, what did success look like to you back then?
Hmm. What did success look like to me?
Mm-hmm.
I always saw my dad was a businessman, so he was a salesman. I
Okay.
always saw him selling, and he's also was a drummer, man, so he always had bands. So I was
Word.
always around music, and he was always in a band, and all the guys used to come around, and they used to practice and this and that. And success, I think to me back then was being able to build a team, bro, because I saw my
Mm,
dad do it so many times, and like build a team of people that will follow you. And like every time, like he would build a band and then they'd go out and they'd play and they'd be all over the
yeah.
place. And then when he was at work, every time I get there, he's always like leading the team. He was always the manager, and I always seen him building teams there. Um, so like yeah, success as a youngster, man, was just like seeing the ability to build a team and being able to get people to follow you. By
Gotcha. So you had success was like being a recognizable, honorary, notable leader,
yeah,
like
yeah,
someone that people would proudly follow behind.
yeah, one that actually cares and shows
Yeah.
that it cares, and it's not against rolling his sleeves up and getting in the trenches with you and be like, look, I'm not asking you to do nothing I ain't willing to do.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? Yeah, yeah. So
So your dad was your first example of that.
yeah, yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up. I
yeah,
love that. I love that. Most people look at their parents and they pull certain things from them. They learn certain things from them. They grow with them, learn with them, everything like that. But one thing that parents or mentors tend to do is they give their child an image of what is possible. And that tends to start, the idea of a dream. Like my dad was always wearing camo, like always. Man never wore anything but camo. And so I was
yeah.
just like, once I realized that camo was related to like army and stuff like that, and the type of person that my dad was, like he was same thing. Like he was very, very physical, very always kept his hands dirty, trying to do work and everything like that. And I was like, man, like, that must be what people do in the army and stuff like
I
that.
mean,
So
yeah.
but like what would you say is your dream as you were growing up, you know what I'm saying? And who might have inspired you to have that dream?
Man, I can do two. So like my first and
Okay.
second big dream, my first dream was to be a drummer like my dad.
Mm,
Like I wanted to be like the baddest drummer ever, man. I wanted to go out to
yeah.
California, play in all the bands. I wanted to be in the
Yeah.
studios. Like it was just, there was always a studio around me. Like that's how I learned how to play drums, and I just loved it, man. Like you get on them drums and everything else just melts away. Like
It be like that, man,
yeah,
especially when you're
man.
passionate about it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm.
like that was my first one, and then to be a businessman, man. Like I can remember when I was a kid, always playing business. I mean, besides the fact that I'd always be taking stuff apart and didn't know how to put it back together, which is probably why I started messing with cars.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got you.
um, but yeah, man, I used to always play business. I'm like, who plays
Mhm.
business at like 7 years old?
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
ambitious
yeah,
people,
yeah.
man. And speaking of your ambition, speaking of like the person that you have forged and the person that you are today, man. Like when I initially heard your story, it reminded me of like a sculptor. Like it reminded me of someone who had a like this big stone, and piece by piece, patiently but diligently and with purpose, molded a sculpture of someone who is worthy of like someone that like you can look back and be like, man, like I'm proud of that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like as when you look back over all the things that you've done and all the hats that you've worn, what hat would you say makes you the proudest?
Father.
Mm. I feel that. As I said it, I was like, I feel like I already know the answer to that. But
Yeah.
like when you think about fatherhood now, like when you're with your daughter, when you're with your wife, and everything like that, like what are some of the what is the biggest lesson you've learned from fatherhood thus far?
Patience, which I'm still learning,
Mm,
because I haven't always been the most patient person. Um, but yeah, just patience and empathy. Because a toddler sees things from a different lens. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
sometimes we just trying to be pushy because we trying to get stuff done and take care of stuff.
for sure.
So like trying to put your shoe on the other foot and be like, okay, so why is this so important to her?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no,
let
for
me
sure.
sit back and be like, all right, let's have a talk. You know, it's like,
Right. Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but I
Absolutely.
think that's the biggest thing is just it's increased my empathy because I've always had that ability, but
Mm,
sometimes with family, like you get busy, you're trying to take care of everything, and
yeah.
you kind of miss it in the home sometimes, especially like they're the people that you're most comfortable around. So yeah,
No, I feel you. I
yeah,
feel you. When you talk about the importance of patience, which when they say patience is a virtue, man, that goes in so many areas of life.
for sure.
But like when you think and you relate it to yours specifically, where do you feel like outside of fatherhood, or rather the lessons that you've learned within fatherhood, how have they applied to your current life? Like how has being able to learn how to be patient with your family, how has that benefited you, whether it be in your personal life, in your occupational life? Like how has that helped you?
So like you were saying, man, the sculptor thing, like just back in 2014, something happened to me where I got kind of forced out of a position that I had been in for a long time.
Mm,
And then at that situation, it's like I was forced to reinvent myself, and it's scary.
yeah.
Um, and so trying to do it the right way and trying to listen to God and be like, all right, God, how do you want me to do this? Because you know better than I do. I can't see everything. I don't know everything. Um, so just being Well, for one, man, being an entrepreneur, you got to have patience and you got to be crazy to be an entrepreneur for real. Cause it's like the ups and downs are ridiculous. But, so you got to have hope. You got to have trust in God 100%. Um, but the path that he puts you on, you got to have patience because a lot of times nowadays, like we expect stuff like instant gratification. We expect it to happen
Facts.
like now. And it doesn't always happen like that. And you got to be willing to just do it the way God wants you to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it don't take. I mean, like if you look at the stories in the Bible, man, it's like sometimes it took like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And we get mad if we got to wait 4 or 5
Yeah.
or yeah. And
Yeah.
for what he's been taking me on this path, man, and it's been going from one thing to the next. And I didn't realize it until I sat down and I'm starting to look. Because, like, right now, I am a full time realtor and I own a junk removal business, right?
Yeah.
So, I, looking back at all the stuff that I've been through and looking at it now, it's like, dude, everything you put me through then has given me all the skills and everything I need to be able to do this now, like, effectively.
Yeah.
Um, and it's built me into another person, man. Like some of the stuff that I've done has just been like ridiculous. Um, and I didn't think I could do it. Like I still don't know how I did it, but it's just like, man, just trusting God. It's like through all God, like through God, all things are possible. But with God, all things are possible,
Yeah.
man.
No, I get you.
But yeah,
I get you.
it's that patience, that building.
Hmm.
And then each piece to the puzzle, you're like, oh man, he is really building something here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah,
Nah, I hear you, man. And it's so hard to be able to do that, especially when you're in the moment. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? When you're in the moment, and that's what I admire and I respect so much about your story is the fact that, like, bro, when you're in the moment, it's so hard to really take take a step back and be like, okay, this didn't work. I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna try something else.
hmm,
Okay, while I'm here in this struggle, while I'm here in this pit, while I'm here going through everything that I'm going through, God, what is it that you want me to focus on? What is it that you want me to learn? What is it that you want me to do?
yeah.
Because whatever that lesson is, if you don't learn it, you're only gonna have to keep learning it until you get it right.
You get
You
stuck
know
in
what I'm
that
saying?
loop.
You're gonna get stuck in that loop, man. You're
Yeah,
gonna get stuck in the, and that's where nobody wants to be.
nah,
You know, so like whenever I'm struggling, whenever I'm in a rut or anything like that, I try to do the same thing, try to hold myself and focus and be like, okay, what exactly is this moment right here trying to teach me? What can I gain out of it? Or if I'm in a situation where I can't get out, okay, and I have like if it's someone that I'm dealing with and they're not really giving off that energy that's like progressive, but if anything, it's regressive in my mind frame.
hmm,
Okay, what exactly may God be trying to do in my life right now or in their life right now? How can I best represent Him? How can I be the best representation of myself, of my parents, of my upbringing? You know what I mean? So it's just like having that mindset to be like, stop, freeze, breathe, let's assess what's going on right here. Okay, let's go this way. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
cause if, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the occupation or the thing that you were doing during that 2014, that was something that you were progressing with
hmm,
very well. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so to get that setback and then have to be like, like what now? What do we do now? Where do we go now? And then you were open enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna go this way, a way that I wasn't necessarily planning on going, but
yeah, yeah,
and this is the way that we just ended up going. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's very important that people know that you have to be willing to be open to what God may be trying to direct you in. Not everything that's said, that not every no is necessarily like the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
No,
You know what I mean? Some no's can be a blessing in disguise and we just may never notice it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
speaking of blessings and trials and things like that, if you when you look over everything, specifically when it comes to a dream you might have had, what is something what is a moment rather where you realized that this is what God wants you to do? Like, was it someone that, you can't, was it, you came across someone? Was it, um, you did something special with whatever? Like, did you ever have a moment where it kind of like clicked to you, like, this is it. This is where I need to be doing. This is where I need to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. So after once I decided to do stuff the right way, and like I got married, got baptized, started working in the church, doing all the stuff. Um, and it wasn't until after that I was trying to figure out, everybody tries to figure out what their purpose is. Like, what's your purpose in life? Why am I here? And I was
Mm,
trying to do the same thing. Like, I was trying different things. I was working as a mechanic during the time. And there's another story behind behind that. But um, yeah. So during that time, I was like, all right, Lord, what do you want me to do? How can I do your will, and not just be a body just working? Uh, and one day I was outside cutting grass, and there was this research paper when I was in school, man, that I wrote, and it was how food affects the brain. And it was a big paper that I did. Got a good grade on it when I was in culinary school. And I always looked at it and I was like, man, I want to turn this into a book. But how? Like, I didn't know how. I couldn't figure out how. And I was outside cutting grass one day, man, and literally the whole outline, and this is before I even knew I was supposed to write an outline to write a book. Before, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so like the whole outline just rushed into my head, and I was like,
Mm.
"Oh man!" And I literally like pushed the lawnmower still going until it stopped, and then I ran in the
Yeah.
house, like grabbed a pen and paper, and I'm just writing down, and literally in a half an hour, bro, like I had the whole outline for the entire book, and I just started writing. Um, and see, that's what a lot of people wonder how people get stuff done. And it's not some you sit there all night and then like, man, I wrote this book in one night and yeah, it's done.
Mm.
Nah, it's you get the plan. Like, so I wrote, God gave me the outline. I feel like it came from God. And once I wrote it down, I had the structure. I filled in the gaps, and each chapter had a like subsections. Like this is what I'm gonna write about in there, and I just went to work, man. And I set in a contract with myself, pretty much. Like,
There you go.
and yeah, I was working hard, bro. Like I was working on Quantico Marine Base, and that distance, that travel and stuck
Yeah.
in traffic and all that.
Yeah.
But I made a commitment, like every time I come home, um, I got to get on here and write for 30 minutes, or I got to get on here and write for an hour. But I just set 30 minutes so that I knew I could win.
There you go.
Yeah. So and when I'd get up here, man, I'd sit in front of the computer and I just like I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to write. And then I'd be like, I forgot to pray. So I jump down on my knees,
Mm.
I'd pray, I'd get back up. Next thing you know, bro, like an hour gone by, and I done wrote so
There
many
you go.
pages, and I just didn't even know how, and it just kept doing it. Um, but at that moment, I realized, like, once he showed me how to put that thing into a book, like I realized, okay, this might be my purpose, like my ministry. It's just to
Mm.
help people understand, um, like if they want to make changes, like it starts with habits. It starts with what you do every day. It starts with like incremental stuff that you do every single day and like all this stuff. And it's just like, yeah, I think that was my moment, and it's stuck with me, and I've been on a mission ever since.
I love that. I
Yeah,
absolutely love that. Would you like? I think you also answered another question of mine that I had. Yeah, I'm just writing notes. Uh,
yeah, good.
uh, you end up answering another question of mine that I had. Like, would you also say like that's one of the your passion to make sure people are able to see in a way like a blueprint that like it's possible and it can happen. Would you say that's also something that keeps you from quitting when things get hard or when things get tough?
Yeah, and not just that. I wanted people to know that it's possible. See, man, I had the luxury of having like 3 men in my life
Mm.
that I was able to look up to. It was like my dad, my stepfather, and my grandfather. And my stepfather, man, he was army. Like all three of them were army. So I grew up a army brat, bro, like through and
Yeah.
through, on bases, military bases, in and out. But my stepdad, he always taught me, he's like, man, once you know, this dude had like 20 degrees, bro. Like
Oh my.
yeah, he like he went to school for
Walking
everything.
dictionary right there.
Man, this is a dude that passed, like took the MCATs to be a doctor, passed them, and was just like, you know what? I ain't gonna go. I got a family now. I can't do it.
What?
Bruh, he was smart,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. And he was like,
That's a major flex. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
bro,
Go ahead. That's
like,
crazy.
bro, our playtime on road trips was figuring out physics problems on a calculator. He was like, yeah, calculate how long it's going, when this is gonna meet up and all this stuff. And I had a calculator. I'm like, what? Like,
Oh wow. And
like
thing is,
what?
dude probably knew the answer too. He's just waiting.
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
trying to get the mess in my head. But it's like, just he would taught me, man. He's like, once you know what you want, you got to figure out what you got to sacrifice to get it. If it's worth it,
Mm,
go for it and go all in till you got it. If it's not, then just be like, you know what, this ain't for me. And that's
I
just
like
been my
that.
motto ever since, man. Like, but that's my biggest problem though. Like sometimes I get in that loop, and
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know where to put my energy. So it's just
Mhm.
like, and everybody goes through it. And it's like sometimes
Everybody,
that's when
man.
you gotta drop, like you gotta drop on your knees, study, do whatever you
Yeah.
gotta do to get like refocused and be like, all right, Lord, where do you want me to put my energy? Because I know once I lock in and I'm on that target, it's nonstop. Like, and
Yep.
I'm just like, yeah. But
Yep.
yeah, I think that's
That's what keeps you
Um,
going.
yeah, yeah,
Keeps you going, keep you from quitting, keep like during the hard times, during the rough times, man.
yeah,
That's deep. I feel like everybody needs to know it has to be something that's bigger than yourself.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like for me, my fitness journey has been one that has been very, 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 very long. And it's been,
Yeah, me too,
sometimes
man.
sometimes I have my good weeks. Sometimes I have my bad weeks. Sometimes I'm sick. Sometimes I'm motivated. But no matter what, I'm constantly going,
Mm,
and I'm going mainly for one reason. And I mean, of course, everybody wants to physically look good and everything like that. But I mean, like, also, it's bigger than me wanting to just look good. It's also because like I want to be someone that my daughter can be proud of. Like
yes, yes,
I want to set that tone for like what good looks like to her. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
that
Like
part.
I think of my and I love my family to death, but I think of my family back home, and a lot of them didn't necessarily grow up with the tools of knowing what it was like to eat healthy, to have balanced diets and stuff like that. My mom actually was the one that really instilled that into me, and it was very, I don't want to say it was scary, but it was very like eye opening. Like my sister was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 6.
Mm,
And like she almost died. Like it was a crazy thing because, and I believe like she was a diabetic for the entire year. But the entire year before she was diagnosed, she was diabetic that whole time, and nobody knew. And so she was just
oh man,
sick all the time, throwing
yeah,
up, this, that, and the other. Nobody knew what was going on. And
yeah.
so when my sister went to the hospital and everything, and they took care of her, brought her back home and everything, my mom changed everybody. It changed the diet for everybody.
Oh
No, we
yeah.
the biggest change. People think the biggest change was, oh, no sweets and stuff like that, no Kool-Aid. No, no, the biggest change was sugar-free syrup. I don't know if y'all have ever had it.
Oh yes,
It is
man.
it is
Oh
water. That's
yes,
it.
it
It
is
is
so nasty.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It is so nasty. But
You
like
can't even call that syrup,
you
man.
can't even call it syrup, but like it
Yeah,
was, she changed everything in the house, but like it opened my eyes to like we were doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like we were building bad habits, and
mm,
she allowed us to know and allowed us to see that it doesn't have to be this way. You can live a healthier life. You can do things that, sure, it's going to be a little difficult at first, but keep going, keep doing it. Your body's going to thank you, or you're going to thank your body in the end, in the
yeah.
long run, when you're able to see your grandkids and your great grandkids, when you're able to pick your daughter up or raise your grandchildren, or like, I don't like the day, if God blesses me to have a son one day, I never want this dude to think that he can beat me at anything physically.
I know.
If it's a
Yeah,
race,
yeah,
wait,
for
I
real.
don't care. You're losing. All
Nothing.
right,
Yeah,
that's that's
yeah,
the goal.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, but I just like that's, but it's something that I've been skinny for the majority part of my life. So when it comes to gaining muscle and everything like that, I have to remember that I cannot eat this entire elephant at one time. I
Mm,
have to do it one piece at a time. I have to do like start small and just but keep going. Start
yeah,
small, but keep. Eventually, you're gonna look back and you're gonna realize the journey that you've walked, or that you've gone. You're gonna notice all of the things that you've been able to do along the way, all the people you were able to meet, connections you were able to have, friendships you were able to bond, people you were able to impact, things like that. And it may be completely unintentional,
yeah,
but it starts small. It starts
yes,
small, and people gonna start watching you. And if you're lucky or you're blessed to have a family, your family's gonna start watching you, and now you're able to change things for the better for your family. So like that sculpture ideology or analogy, if you will, that we were speaking on earlier, like that honestly is like a goal that I have in mind when it comes to things that require a lot of discipline and everything like that. Just working at it one piece, one day at a time, man. And speaking of that, as someone who's built his own lane, how do you deal with the pressures of expectations or comparisons, if you
mm.
even have them?
I try not to have them, man, because I don't. I try not to compare myself to other people. Like I compare myself to me, because the biggest way to discourage yourself is comparing yourself to other people. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own race that they run in. And if you're too busy focused on other people's stuff, you ain't focusing on yours. So it's like, that's even like the fitness journey you was talking about, man.
Yeah.
Because I've always had a high metabolism too. So like I burn fat easy. So if I want to bulk up, and like I have to work out and then I have to eat like at least 3 meals a day, and they gotta have some protein in there. Yeah. But the way I start, man, is I just start. I start doing stuff, man, because like your mind hates, like your mind always wants to maintain a state of normalcy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anytime you starting something new, your mind is gonna fight you because it's flight or flight, man. It's gonna be like, no, this is not right. This don't feel right.
It's not safe. Yeah.
It's like, hold on, I'm getting cramps. So like, oh no. Yeah. So man, I just start, man. If I do 5 push-ups, that's a win for me that day.
There you go.
If I stretch, that's a win for me. Like I spend the first 2 weeks just stretching before I start working out again.
Yeah.
Because if I start stretching, once I start working out, I feel like working out is easier. So I have to start small. Like I got a rule that every time I go downstairs, because I got a little gym downstairs, I can't come back upstairs without doing a rep or something. You know what I'm saying? So like every time I go to put the clothes in the dryer, I'm doing pull-ups, and before I come back upstairs.
Yeah.
So
it's like the small things. Yeah,
and that works for me, man. Like I'm able to put it on. I'm usually to muscle up as long as I stay consistent. But it's building the consistency, and you have to do the small wins so that you feel good about it. And stay out the mirror, man. Like I stay away from mirrors and scales, like the whole first few months that I'm doing anything. And I know, like you go to the gym, man, you see the boys, they up and they working out. And then
man.
I was like, man, come on, come on, work out.
I see it,
I'm just, man, stay out the mirror.
Yeah.
But man, like expectations, because like with my story, bro, like I had to rebuild. So I don't know, I'm gonna tell this now. Like it was in a situation where I was in the restaurant business and I was managing, and there was a whole thing, man. We were getting ready to go public, and so the company they were losing managers left and right, and so they were bringing all these other managers over from another restaurant to start managing and everything like that. So when in that situation, they just started looking at everybody like you're the enemy, and they were just started cleaning house, and everybody was on the chopping block. And they were getting rid of people left and right. And with me, man, it took them a little longer because I was doing my job or whatever, but eventually it happened. But it put me in a state where I was tired of just being in that situation. And I realized it's not really much to fight for. So long story short, when they finally let me go off of some stuff, which doesn't even really matter, I was forced to rebuild. And being in your middle 30s and having to rebuild, it puts you in a sense where you're starting all over, man. It's scary.
Yeah.
So I learned then, like, expectations, and it still gets you, man, because we're men. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be the providers. We're supposed to be this. We're supposed to be that. But when I was trusting God and everything, and even through that process, you constantly got to check yourself. Like, all right, man, this is working. This is working. I don't see it, but this is working. But yeah, man, like, cause I see other people that I grew up with that's my age, and they're well into their career. They've been in the same career, and they're at the spot where like, I felt I should have been in a career like model or whatever. And sometimes it can mess with you because it's like, man, it's like I could have been there if I had stayed there or did this or did that. But man, like when God has a plan for you, it's like you just gotta follow it, man, and then just have faith. I
will tell you this: that what if can kill you.
Man, like
that what if can be your best friend, or it could be your worst enemy.
I've been
That what if can be like, and it could
yes.
be so loud. Like it could be
Yes.
so loud in
Yes.
the sense of like you could be doing fine where you at.
Yeah.
You could have, man,
It
you
is.
got a good job that pay the bills.
Yep.
Your family good, ain't nobody in the hospital sick or in jail.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Everybody got clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, food on the table.
Yeah.
Everything's paid. Everything's good. Everything is good.
Yeah.
Somebody else is doing something else.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I really like the analogy that you gave. Not even the analogy, but the words of wisdom that you gave of when you're starting something new, don't look in the mirror or step on the scale. Because like when you start to do that, that's when you start like unintentional. I don't know why this happens. I wish I had a psychology degree so I could figure it out.
Yeah. I
But I
know,
don't know
right?
why
Me
we
too.
do this, but like we never like majority of humans always have more room for criticism than they do room for gratitude and grace.
And we're our
We
biggest critics.
we're our biggest critic. Like you
Yeah.
putting in the work. Like you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this podcast now since 2023, and but I revamped it and redid it and everything and like changed everything in 2025. Yeah, last year. Last year, like I took everything down except like my first episode, I believe, and then I just restarted. But all of that started from that what if in that, oh well, this person's doing blah blah blah, oh they have blah, blah, and like it just that inner comparison, that inner thought or that inner voice of like, what if I would have just, what if I would have never went to the military, what if I would have went to, X college, or whatever, I would have stayed doing blah blah blah, whatever case may be. Nine times, like I can confidently say to this day, yes, I have had those conversations with myself of, what if I would have stayed, what if I would have went to, the college back in my hometown? What if I would have, never went into the military? To say, I can confidently say I was not mature enough to be the person that my wife now needed me to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I would have stayed home, she would not be my wife. And if she would not have been my wife, I would not have had my daughter.
Yeah.
So like
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
can look like it's like someone said something the other day and it was amazing. It was like looking forward is a theory, but looking back is a science. Like
Mm-hmm.
whenever you look back, you can always piece it together. It always makes sense looking back. It never really makes sense looking forward, mainly because it's unpredictable. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
But when you're looking back, you're like, that's why all of that happened. And I
Exactly.
say all of that to tie it in to say that, you know, number one, love your life. Love your
Yeah.
life. Love what you're doing. Be be happy with where you are right now. Because like someone else said in the podcast a couple episodes ago, it's a very rare moment that you're able to enjoy the moment that you're in right now. Don't look in the mirrors. Don't look on the scales. Don't check the progress. How do you feel? That's your progress. How do you
Yeah.
feel? Do you feel like you're trying enough? Do you feel like you can do better? Do you feel like, you need to pull back some and analyze more? That should be your point of, okay, this is like your grounding point of,
Yeah.
okay, I either go this way or I go that way. You know what I mean? So that what if voice in your head, man, could
That's
be
a
your
rabbit.
biggest,
That's a rabbit
man.
hole you gotta stay out of, man.
Whew, it's rough, man. It's rough. But
Yeah.
now we're gonna be making a quick transition to questions from the fire pit. All right, so questions from the fire pit. This is where we have quick rapid fire questions from our friends, family, people who watch the podcast, things like that. Like they send us certain questions, things like that, and I pick out the ones that I feel like will resonate best with my the guests that I have on the podcast. So
Okay.
for you, I have a few questions. You just answer them as fast as you can. All right, you
Yeah.
ready?
All right. Let's go.
All right, all right. Number one, first question is sweet or savory?
Sweet.
All right. Rap or R&B?
Rap.
Okay. What is one dish you could eat for the rest of your life?
Oh man, pasta.
Okay. Okay. Uh, if you had to listen to one song all day on repeat, what could that song be? Or what would that song be?
Oh man, one song on repeat. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Like it's there, it's there.
Yeah, I know.
I feel you.
Um, but it's a song by CC Winans, man. And it gets me every time. But
I got
I
you. I got
cannot
Cece
think of the
Wine is
name for
amazing.
anything. Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. First off, okay, what is the so like we know you have a huge background in cooking and things like that, huge chef in the kitchen. What is one of your biggest cooking pet peeves?
One of my biggest cooking pet peeves
Pet
is
peeves.
organization, bro, in the kitchen. Yeah,
I feel you on that
yeah.
one. I feel you on
Can't
that one.
be all over the place.
Yeah.
Can't be messy.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Um, if your life had a theme song to it, what would that song be right now?
My life had a theme song to it.
Hmm.
Um, Dude, I can't like my mind. You
Yeah.
put you on the spot, and mine goes blank.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. We can go to
uh,
another one if you want.
yeah, but come back to that
All right, I got you. I got you.
one.
What's one word your family would use to describe you?
um, Hands on.
Okay, okay. Um, if um, if your dream A wasn't your dream A, what would your dream B be?
My dream A was not my dream
So, like, if the
A
dream that you
was.
originally had, if that just didn't work out, or if you're like, I'm not gonna do that, I'll do this instead. What would this be?
Dream B would be. Well, I can tell you that now because I'm in Dream B right now. So,
Okay,
um,
okay.
that is, man, just trying to help as many people as I possibly can to understand that they are enough, that they
Mm,
can do anything that they set their mind to, um, and change is possible.
there
Like
you
if
go.
you, like everybody says, no, people never change. People can change. It's just people don't usually put in the work to change. So change can
Mm,
happen.
that was hard.
Yeah, and you got to track your progress. If you ain't
Yeah,
tracking, you ain't doing nothing.
yeah, yeah. What's one mistake that taught you the biggest lesson?
Biggest mistake. Um, so I mean, does it have to be short answers, or do I just gotta put it out
You
there?
go, you go ahead and go, brother.
All right, one of the biggest mistakes that I did is like, I think we had this conversation when we were talking before, but
Mhm.
when I was in culinary school, I had the chance to cook for Cicely Tyson, man. And for those of y'all out there
Legend,
that don't
man.
know, Cicely Tyson is a black actress that's been around forever. Like I used to
Yes,
grow up watching her with my uncles and everything, and it's yeah, she's been around forever. Well, she was
amazing.
around forever. Um, and she came to my school and I had a chance to cook for her. It was a great experience, man. I was running a team. We rose to the occasion and she loved it. She raved over it. I came out there. She asked to meet the chef, so I got to go out there and sit
Yes.
down with her and talk. And um, she was out there with her entourage and everything. Because I think after that situation, man, like I was in school with her nephew at the time, and he got me into this prestigious restaurant that was in Old Town Alexandria. And I went for the interview. I was there, he was there, and I
Mm.
was pretty much a shoe in, bro. And I didn't understand how hard it was to get into this restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I come up in there and I'm looking and I'm like, man, it was so hard to get in here. It was like traffic, it was
Uh,
construction everywhere. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to deal with this every day to go to
yeah.
work. And I'm looking at the stupid stuff, man. And I'm in my 20s, bro.
Yeah.
Um, but me not doing that opportunity, I think, was a big mistake, man. Cause like, who knows where that would have taken my career. and the fact of where it came from. Like I didn't realize it until I thought about it later because I was doing so much stuff. I think I was working like 2 jobs at the time, and I was in school, doing like 18 credit hours. So I was just busy, man.
Mm.
And that was one big opportunity that I missed, and I'm like, man, like I kicked myself for it, but hey,
Hey man, it's those lessons along the way, man, that
yeah.
brought us where we are here today. What's a piece of advice you give to yourself in your 20s, and what's a piece of advice that if you could give yourself in your 30s?
In my 20s, manage your money,
Mm.
invest, like in your 20s, like start investing in your 20s, like get an investment account and then start putting stuff in there and buying stocks, holding, and all that stuff. Um, but also in your 20s, pick something that you like in your 20s, figure it out, make that your mission, and get really, really good at it
Mm.
so that you master something. And then once you do that, you always have something at least that you can fall back on. But not only that, you learn the skills that will probably you can use somewhere else. You're like you never know.
Yeah,
But focus on something and master it. Yeah.
for sure.
And
And
then
in your 30s.
30s, 30s, I would say would be the years like what I would tell myself is build your business now in your 30s. Cause I waited, cause I was still working a job, a W-2
Mm.
job. But I would say build your business then, cause like if you're building a business, you can handle the failures a little better before you get married and have kids, and
Yeah,
um that's your trial and error phase. So like get in there and then just keep going. Every failure is a lesson. Don't get
yeah,
beat up about it. Like once you learn, like all right, that doesn't work, move on to the next.
for
And
sure.
not only that, man, I was watching a thing one day and I got the best advice from Mike Epps, bro. Like I was sitting there watching and homeboy said, um, he was like, man, when you doing stuff, when you grinding, you doing your thing, and you just keep getting knocked down, knocked down, knocked down. He's like, man, just laugh about it and just like
Yeah.
pivot, move to the next one, be like, oh, that don't work, and then go over here and then try this one. He's like, man, you do that enough, the devil gonna look at you and be like, man, I can't shake this dude. Like
Yeah.
I'm just, he's like,
That's so true.
I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
on over here. But
Mm.
you just gotta laugh about it, man. Like life don't have to be so serious. So laugh.
There you go. There you go, for sure. Especially for those who feel like you have to have it all figured out in a certain part of your life. Like you don't
Mm,
you don't have to have it figured out for like I think like the I heard about this one man who was nominated for an Academy Award. Dude was like 60, maybe 70 some odd years old, and that was his first Academy Award nomination,
mm,
and he had been in the game for over 50 years,
yep.
and he didn't get like, and that's like we gotta learn to really enjoy the journey, man. Like
Yeah.
it's not all about getting to now. It's not all about getting to the bag right then and there.
No.
Bro, enjoy the journey along the way. Like you said, laugh about some stuff. Go take a little, small detour, not a major one. Go
No.
take a little small detour and you know what I'm saying, go look at something different, but something that brings you joy and peace and just gives
Yeah.
you a little break from everything. Enjoy some time with your family. Enjoy some time with the people that you already have. Like if you got to be around some people, you got to do some things, at least smile while you're doing it,
Yeah.
at least have a great time while you're doing it.
Live in the
um
present.
yeah, live in the present, man. Live in the
Yes.
present. There is nothing like having your mind so focused on the future or having your mind so focused on the past that you can't just understand the beauty in just today, man.
Yeah,
Like
man.
it's really rare for you to be here right now,
And
like
you never gonna do it again. Like this is the
you're
only
never gonna
time,
do it
bro.
again.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, man. Yeah.
you,
Let's circle back to that question, man. What is if your life right now, currently in your life right now, man, what do you feel like the theme song of your life would be?
uh, man, I still ain't think about that. I got caught up.
All right, so
Right. But,
I got another twist
nah,
for
the
it.
theme song from Rocky, just for the fact that
Ooh.
like I'm still going. Like you still go through punches, man. Like you still getting
Yeah.
hit, so you just got to keep going. And
Mm,
like I grew up watching that all the montages from Rocky.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, so yeah, I would say
I
that
got
right
you.
now.
I got you. All right, if you could do it all again, what would you do differently, if anything?
Hmm. If I could do it all do it all again.
Mhm.
Um, I would have got into real estate a lot younger. Um, when houses were a lot cheaper.
Man,
Yeah,
who you telling?
yeah, man. Cause like I bought my first house when I was 19. Um,
What?
yeah, and I paid like 70 grand for it. It was a townhouse, man. And I look at how much that thing is going for now. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, what if I had taken the time to buy like 20 of these back
man.
then and kept them? Um, but yeah, I think I would have got into real estate a lot sooner, and with culinary. Um, Cause man, I had a chance to. I mean, I did a lot of stuff with culinary. I worked for five-star resorts of like the personal chef for the owner of a football team. So I got to meet like football stars, like movie stars,
Pro level too,
musicians.
right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like local.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm just trying not to say it's like a high
No,
profile
I got
client,
you. I
but
got you.
yeah, I mean it was up there, bro. Like
Mm-hmm. I
um,
believe it.
like I used to go down and I could look in the stadium and I would walk around, but
That's crazy, man. That is
but
wild.
yes, but with that, I mean, I probably would have focused in on like taking opportunities when they were when it was presented to me. Um, yeah, because it would have taken me probably to another place. But then I'm always like the conversation we had. I'm always careful with saying stuff like that because it's just like, man,
Mm,
if I had did stuff like that,
yeah,
would I have met my wife? Like, would
yeah,
I have my daughter? So it's
yeah.
like, um, I think just in my 20s, 30s, all that stuff, like my biggest things is just I would have started business earlier and money management because that stuff you gotta think about that stuff early.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
very true.
Yeah, because you can set yourself up to where like you in your 40s and you ain't gotta do nothing. Like you focus on it early. Yeah,
For sure. For
yeah,
sure. And I feel like that's the blessing of being proactive.
yeah,
It's just knowing and thinking and understanding that, like this eventually this chapter of life has to end.
yeah,
Eventually we
yeah,
got to go to the next one. Like what do I want this chapter of my life to say about me right now? So the fact of like when God does turn this page and I'm going on to that next chapter, okay, what exactly can I bring from my previous chapter to aid me in this current one that I'm in right now? You know what I mean? So like I feel transitioning out of the questions from the fire pit and everything as we progress to the conclusion of it all, you know, what do you want your kids to say about you when they're grown?
That's why I do this, man. Because we don't realize like you can say all you want to say to your kids. You can lecture them till they blue in the face. The voice will be in their head. It'll be there when they need it. But there's nothing stronger than what they see.
Mm,
Because that's mostly what they mimic, man. Because
yeah.
like my daughter be doing stuff and I'm like, where you get that from? And then I see myself doing it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I just want her to see what's possible. I want her to see what you can do. I want her to see that she belongs at every table.
There you go.
I wanted her to see she can have whatever she wants. You just got to put in the work. She is more than enough. She is everything, and she can be whatever she wants to be. That's what I want, and that's why I do it, man. And what I want her to be able to say about me, my dad did it, man. Like
Yeah.
he was all the way. Like, look, I'm gonna tell it right now. Like, I am a drummer. I am a, I have done. I was a chef for 15 years. Uh, the Lord took me into mechanics. I don't know why, but like I was a mechanic. I know how to fix cars. And come to find out, that ended up leading into me owning my own business, which was junk removal. And the skills that I learned from there helped me in that world. And we were very successful during COVID and all that stuff. Like, I mean, who would have opened it? Like you open a business 2019 and all of a sudden you think the world coming to an end. Like what? A
Hey,
virus is coming here?
yeah.
And come to find out, that was like the best time ever, man, because everybody was stuck
Mm,
at home and they were looking at all their junk. So like the phone was
yeah.
ringing off the hook.
Oh
But
man.
so like I'm a junk remover. Like then he got me to get into real estate. I'm a published author. Um, so like, look, man, you don't have to be put into a box. You don't have to do one thing. It is 2026. You have social media. You have all this stuff. You can be whatever you want to be, and just put in the time and put in the work. Like people like to say you're a jack of all trades, master of none, blah blah blah. I'm like, look, I was a drummer. That's all I did was play. Like all through my teenage years, that's all I did was practice, practice, practice.
Mm,
Like when I got into culinary school, that's all I did for 15 years. When I got into mechanics, that's all I did for 10 years. And I'm probably showing my age right now, but I don't care. Like,
nah, bro, go ahead,
like,
bro. Yeah.
so it's like I've put in the knowledge. Like I've acquired the knowledge because of time. So you just
Mm,
put in the effort. But everything I've learned, man, everything I've learned has helped me to be the person that I am today. And that's the thing. Like, man, it's got me so confident working with my hands that I remodeled my own kitchen. Like I took on that, and it looks good. Like
wow.
I do all the work around my house, man. I'm putting in doors
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I never would have did that stuff before. Before I went to like automotive school and got confident with working with my hands. So it's like it's crazy how God works. You never know like what He's doing, and sometimes you just have to take a step back and be like, all right, are you sure you want me to go this path? Like you got to listen. And most of
Yeah.
the time, we so distracted, we can't get that quiet time to listen because we all distracted, all the noise and all that. And God don't talk to you in the noise because He talk
Yeah.
to you in the quiet.
Yeah.
So you
And
just
you
gotta
got to
take,
be the one to get there. You got to
yeah,
be the one to make it
exactly.
quiet. Yeah.
Because it's free will, bro. Like He gives you the choice. He ain't gonna force you.
Right.
That's and I always use the analogy, man. You ever watch the vampire movies and they always at the door and they like, can I come in? And they trying to
Yeah.
entice you. Can I come in? They can't
Yeah.
cross that threshold unless you say, yeah, come on in.
Right. Right.
It's the
Right.
same with God, man. Like it's like he's sitting there knocking on the door. He's just like,
Yeah.
just come on in. I'll help you. Just come
Right.
on in. And everywhere with everything that I did, I ain't think I could do it. When I was writing my book, bro, I started that thing in 2015. It took me 8 years to write it. And I was doing a little bit each day. And half the time it took me that long is because I didn't have confidence in it. But I kept writing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then once I finished it, bro, I sat on it for like another year because I was
Oh
scared to do
man.
anything with it. And then finally, God was just like, man, put it out there. So then I started
Mhm.
reaching out to publishing companies and I got accepted. Though the first one I tried. Like,
Yo, that's awesome.
yeah, so it's
That
like,
is awesome.
you just gotta listen to God and be like, all right, man, I don't know why you telling me this. And
Mhm.
the reason I say that now is like everything I've built, man, it's like a piece to the puzzle. Like
Yeah.
everything I've done is a little piece to the puzzle to be able to write the book that I wrote. I just finished a second book that's gonna be coming out soon. I mean, it's gonna be like a launch for that thing. But I just want to help people, man, knowing this. Like, I got a buddy of mine that he has a company. He always uses his motto is like average is unacceptable.
Mhm.
So it's
I
like, you
like
know what I'm
that.
saying? And
Yeah.
ever since
Yeah.
I saw him say that, I was just like, it just keeps rolling and rolling and like rolling around in my mind. It's like, yeah, average is unacceptable, man. I was
For
like, we
sure.
need excellence, bro. Like, just go for it. Whatever you want to do, you can do. It's like, especially
Hmm.
now, it's easier now. I mean,
Hmm.
more stuff is more expensive, but then you have stuff at your fingertips that you never had before. So it's just like,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
like what we're doing now.
Right. Yeah. No, seriously. Seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, like, shoot, like even this podcast, bro, like this started from me doing a show in doing a show in West Virginia, me living in like me living in Northern Virginia, like it's going to West Virginia is a drive, you know
yes,
what I'm
it
saying?
is.
So I'm driving out there off of passion, doing the things I love, performing, acting, things like that. And so, as I'm driving out there and everything, I mean, I late days, man, 4 a.m. got PT, then gotta go to work, then get off of work in DC, get off of work, drive home for like 2 minutes, get whatever crackers or whatever I can get,
Yeah,
and then head right back on the road,
yeah,
driving out there. And after a while, I just got tired of listening to music, got tired of listening to audiobooks. And I was like, you know what? I don't listen to podcasts. Let me put on a podcast. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like I told you, man, like I started to realize that we give the platform for people to be able to tell their stories, like to people who've already made it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
most of the people who have made it, they're like most of them are pretty humble human beings enough to say like, like it, if I can do it, you can do it type deal.
Yeah.
And I didn't want people to wait for that time. I didn't want people to wait for the time where you do make it. No, man, like before you do become, New York Times bestseller, come on the podcast, tell these people about your book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like come on the
man.
podcast, like tell these people about your journey and things like that. How you, pursued something for 15 years and then had to be turned around, and in that turnaround, in that confusion, you still found grit and determination to keep going. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? The new environment of becoming a father, um the walking into being your own brand. Like you said, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you gotta be not even gonna say a tad bit. You gotta be pretty crazy to really be an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, because like
Yeah.
you have to literally see it
Yeah.
and know that nobody else is really going to see it.
Nah.
You have to bring it to life.
Yeah.
And that's not just with entrepreneurs. That's with entrepreneurs. That's with writers. That's with anybody really, honestly, truly with a dream. No one is really gonna believe you until you make it happen. So
Yeah.
you can't sit around and wait around for people to be like, "Nah, you next, bro. You got it." And most of the time they don't
Yeah.
even really care.
I
Like they
know.
just they
Yeah.
just talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, man, for you to step out on faith multiple times when most people would have caved in, tucked their tail between their legs and just walked off. For you to keep coming back and saying, you know what, that didn't work, I'm gonna do it again. You know what,
Hmm.
that didn't work, I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna try this time with God. You know what, that didn't work, I'm gonna just sit here real quick. I'm gonna realize and I'm gonna analyze what could I have done better. How can I be better when I start it up again? Like I've been waiting too long to do this. I'm gonna start now. I'm not gonna wait anymore. Like the sculpture, bro. I'm telling you, your life story in my eyes is the idea of sculpture building. And it shows, bro, in everything that you have done, from the little kid that was playing with drums to the entrepreneur, future New York Times bestseller, multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
setting himself
I
up and
take
his
that all
family
day,
up
bro.
with, generational wealth. Like
Yes, sir. Thank
all
you.
of that, bro. It started with your dream and your passion and your goals, and you just kept freaking going with it, man. And I'm honestly, truly proud of you, man. And as we close this
Thank
out,
you.
bro, got one last question for you, man. For someone that is currently, for the young boys out there, with big dreams, for the young girls out there with big dreams, for the person out there who is just finding out he's having a kid, not really knowing, male or female, not really knowing what it is, the next step is, or how to move forward, for that person who's literally on the cusp of something big, whether it be an idea, whether it be a new start in life, whether it be they got turned around, they got denied, whatever it is, all things that you've experienced, and you took those lemons and made lemonade, bro. What type of advice would you give someone who is facing these levels of adversity
So
or
first,
change?
first off, if you haven't taken the first step, take the first step. Do something.
Mm,
Action cures fear. The more action you take, the less fearful it is. Um, if you wondering, if you've been taking action and you wondering where you at and why you there, sit back and see if it's worth it. If it's worth it, keep going. Just keep going. And for the young dude that doesn't know what he wants to do, man, just try stuff because you don't
yeah,
know till you try. Like
yeah,
it's okay. Like people, we live in a society now that make you feel like if you do something wrong, you should be chastised or something like that, or you want to talk about you, or And a lot of people are like scared to look stupid. Like when I'm in a classroom and I don't know something, I ask the most dumbest questions on earth. Like I don't care. It's because I'm trying to learn. But I can tell you one thing from here, like when I'm in a class, or if I start a new job, people be looking at me like I'm stupid. But after a month, I'm beating everybody because I'm not scared to look stupid and I'm learning. I'm locked in. So like whatever you doing is everything in this life has a language. This is some advice too. Write this down. Everything in life has a language. Everything that you from whatever. If you want to do computers, it's got a language. If you want to do real estate, it's got a language. If you want to be in government, if you want to be in the CIA, there's a language. You have to learn the language, and when you learn the language, it's a lot easier to understand everything else, and you learn so much faster. So whatever it is you're trying to learn, start learning. Like you can do your own learning. We got too many tools to like make excuses now. You got YouTube, this, that, all of it's learning, and fully embrace it, engulf yourself in it, and just do it, man. Like don't if you don't think you're doing it right, who cares? Like try to
Yeah,
get 1% better every day. Like
that's really all it takes,
like,
man.
just
That's really
start.
all it takes.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey man,
Like
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much for just giving me the opportunity to help you tell your story, bro.
thank
Like,
you,
and
thank you.
being vulnerable enough to show people that, you know, your journey is nothing to be ashamed of, no matter what it looks like. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to hide from. It's nothing to, but it could be used as a strength, you know. And I feel like that's what you've done your entire life, bro. Is continue to keep using whatever you know was left over from behind from this chapter, and like you said, how you're now good with your hands to make and create and build when before all you felt like you were good at is just taking things apart and destroying them. I feel
Mhm.
like now you have like you're able to use those same skills and not only do it in a physical sense but also in like in a mental sense, in an emotional sense, in a mentoring sense, like continue to set the bar higher, you know, and that's really what this podcast is all about, man. This podcast is all about ordinary people, but also overcoming levels of adversity that many people just believe is just them. It's not. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying? We all go through things. We all go
yeah,
through struggles, but it's not it's not the struggle that really should get the highlight. It's what do you do about it?
yeah.
It can't just sit here, man. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing, man. So, Ashton, I truly appreciate you for coming and sharing your journey, man. Not just the
Thanks for
wins,
having
but the,
me.
of
Yeah,
course,
thanks for
you know
having
what I'm
me.
saying. But
Yeah,
not just the wins, man, but the work, the patience, and the faith it took to get there, man. Your story is living proof that dreams don't work unless you do.
yeah,
And the preparation plus the persistence can open doors that people can never have imagined had they never even tried. You know, into everyone. What's up?
and I was gonna say too, like what you're saying right now, just learn to enjoy the journey. Cause I'm starting to realize now when the journey's over and I've achieved what I was trying to do, I'm bored. And
Yep.
I'm looking for some, I'm looking for
Yep.
something else to do.
Yeah.
Man, so enjoy the
Absolutely.
journey, man. Everything, life's a journey. But yeah, enjoy
Right.
the journey.
Facts. Right.
Yeah,
And it could be a beautiful, honestly, it could be whichever type of journey you make it, but it could
yeah,
truly be a beautiful one. You know, no matter how it started off, it could really be a beautiful journey if you really just allow it to, man. And to everyone that's listening, man, let this be your reminder that greatness isn't reserved for celebrities or overnight success stories. It's built by ordinary people who refuse to quit on themselves. That means you, whoever's listening.
yes.
That is you. You know what I'm saying? If you got that project, if you got that idea, that book, you know, it's the third week of the year, man. It's what, January 22nd? It is
I think
January
so.
22nd.
Yes.
And look, I ain't mad, but them gyms been looking mighty light. All right. That first week, everybody and their mama was there. All right.
Yep.
Now I finally got room to do what I need to do, but I'm
I
starting to
know.
realize y'all done left real quick. Normally we got y'all
Sure
to at least February. You know, I know it's getting cold, but the gym is calling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um, and also, Ashton, put your book out there for people to also know as well, man. What is the title of your book and where can they get it?
Yeah, man. You can find my book anywhere where books are sold, man. It's Barnes and Noble, Amazon. Literally, if you just type my name, Ashton Vines, into Amazon, it'll pop up. This is what it looks like. It's called Multitasking in God's Favor: The Science Behind Real Lasting Change.
Mm,
This is the blueprint for getting to that next level,
there
but
you
letting
go.
God fill in the gaps where we're only human. We can't do everything. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
yeah.
I appreciate you for letting our listeners, see that and know that, because I mean there are a lot of people, whether you believe in God or not, that could lives could change just by getting to know him, or getting to know him based off of the experience of other people. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for sharing that. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you guys know what we stand for. We stand for grinding always and spreading kindness and just being the best doggone person that you can be every single day. Don't settle. Always raise the bar. Don't go for those
Yes.
expectations. Whatever the standard is, that is your expectation, and your new standard is to set a new standard. All
Hmm.
right. So don't just go for the bare minimum. Go higher than that. You know what I'm saying? If you taking a road trip, do them physics calculations and
There
all them
you
other
go.
type of things.
There you go.
All right, man. But hey, anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts at Surviving the Flame. We should have some new projects coming out soon with mickensnation.com. I'll be dropping that on all social medias when that does come out. Get your book from Ashton Vines, like you said, anywhere from Amazon to Barnes and Nobles, your local bookstore, and get that knowledge, man. As always, spread kindness, spread peace, spread love, and grind always. This is Surviving the Flame. Thank you. Thank you all so much for the support and always tuning into your favorite podcast geared towards helping people through tough times with tough conversations. Thank you all. And as always, spread kindness. This is Surviving the Flame. See you next time.